And we're live.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the final episode of Rich and Angel in 2019.
You know what to do. Hit it.
Rich and Angel. It's the Rich and Angel Show.
JR, Happy New Year, man. I hope you're doing well out there in La La Land.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the final Rich and Angel show of 2019. Thank you for sitting with us. How long have we been doing this now?
Yeah, maybe a couple months.
Maybe 2 months now?
Yeah, a couple
Good,
months.
good 2 full months of shows. We're doing at least 2 a week, pretty much.
Yeah.
We've been pretty consistent, and next year we look to get even more consistent. And we'll talk a little bit about that as in the final episode. Everyone
right.
get comfortable.
John Ward, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody watching. Now, listen, we also could do a call in. So if anybody wants to jump on and wish everybody Happy New Year, or have any kind of questions or want to jump in, all you got to do is put your number in the comments, and we will call you.
And you'll be live.
You will be live. Maybe you want to wish someone a Happy New Year. Maybe you want to just promote your business real quick for the end of the year.
Maybe you want to propose. You never know.
Could be an online proposal.
Yeah.
We could or listen, maybe we'll talk a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit about the year in review, forecasting. If you want to jump in,
Jeff Victory.
Jeff.
Hello, gentlemen, looking forward to seeing you guys in 2020. Likewise, man.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to seeing you, brother. I hope everything's well.
Yes.
But definitely, again, live call-in show right now. Put your phone number in the comments if you want to be on. Talking a little bit about a year in review. We'll talk a little bit about what's kind of forecast is going to come in 2020 in business, in the food equipment world. And let's jump into the episode.
Yeah, a year in review is where we're starting, right?
Year in review 2019. It's been a fast year. I feel like the fastest on record for me.
Yeah, same here. It flew by.
It flew
by. I'm looking at old videos for the video that we're working on. I kept finding videos from 2018 because I'm like, damn, where did 2019 go?
Yeah,
it's super quick.
It really flew by. And so a big part of our year was traveling.
Yeah. That to me was probably the standout experience. Especially when we had like a little mini tour going from Orlando to Austin.
Yeah,
it was a really cool, refreshing thing to do. I know a lot of people have been traveling for years, but it was kind of new to me, so it was cool to just see all those places.
Yeah, I mean, we started at NAFEM in Orlando.
Yeah.
Great response to people on the floor, just people that I didn't even know coming up to me and just saying, I love your videos. And let me tell you, there's no better motivation than having actual people come up to you and say, I appreciate what you're doing. Keep it up.
Yeah. Big time.
So that was pretty cool. I was taking selfies and pictures with people. And from there we shot to Austin, where we all got sick.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. So you were coming down with something already in Orlando.
It started a little bit in Orlando the last night, and then once I got off that plane, I really felt it.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, come on, why are you sick?" I was like complaining to myself, like, "All right, let's just get this over with." And then before you know it, I'm sweating and I'm in the shower like puking and all this. It was horrendous.
Yeah, it was terrible. And I know. And listen, we're balling on a budget here, so we save money. We stay in the same room.
Yeah,
our room was like a germ war zone.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty much that was the quarantine area. For sure.
yeah. We didn't want to go in there. And then Janine, who was with us, hi Janine, if you're watching, and she got sick too.
Yeah, she did. It was a little delayed, and it was a lot more ladylike.
Yeah.
And she had all the meds for us. She had hydration for us. She had it all.
Yeah.
So without her, she keeps us in check on the road.
Yeah. Yep. And it was a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Just making it through all that. I really didn't get to be myself fully there, but we did make some good contacts, and we made something happen out of it, actually, here in New Jersey. And what did we do after that? New York Restaurant Show came about.
Yeah,
we were in the city, Manhattan. The city's so nice. They named it twice. New York is the other name.
New New York.
So, yeah, we'll be doing that again this year. If you guys are around the first week in March, come by the Javits Center in Manhattan and see us. I don't know the booth number yet, but we could also get you tickets. So
That's right.
we'll be there. We'll be vlogging and documenting, and hopefully, hey, maybe can we do a Rich and Angel show from the show floor? Is that possible?
I don't think so, just because Wi-Fi is really weak in those things.
Shoot.
Yeah, and I need like the whole setup here. I mean, if we got a booth and we got Wi-Fi, it's a possibility. Big time.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
We could always inquire, because I think that might be cool, just because we can get other people walking by the floor. I mean,
Right.
we could have this thing going, and we could have that thing rocking all day.
And we can broadcast it to you guys, and you guys will get to go to the show
It'll
without
be
going
like
to the
you're
show.
here.
Yeah.
So we'll take a look on that. Right from New York. What else
It's
happened?
Saturday night? No.
Where else did we go? Jesus.
We went to New York. We went to Chicago.
We did go to Chicago for NRA, where we hosted the Fed dinner
Yes.
that
was
we put
amazing.
on to get people in the room. And let me tell you something. We had a good 20 or so people in that room that
It was an amazing beginning to everything that we're doing now.
yeah, I mean, it was really the moment that I think that we all realized, you know, something, we can really start some different kinds of conversation outside of, you know, the norm
Right.
kind of thing, where
Right.
we could really, and we can get the channel partners together.
That's right.
And there's no restrictions. You know, we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about, all within a positive, you know, not bashing anyone, all about change
Right.
for the better, disruption, as we call it. So yeah, I mean, it was the moment, I think, that we said we got to put a conference on. And from there, we're going at it full force.
Yeah.
We sold over 50 tickets. I'm blown away. We got sponsors. We have a real event happening here. So, not to clog this up with plugs, but go to thefedgroup.com, guys. Please
right.
get your tickets. We're weeks out, 5 weeks out, 6 weeks out, whatever it is.
Yeah, we just posted a really concise video on every channel that we're on.
Yeah.
Just talking about specifically what you're going to be getting when you come to the Fed conference. And I think some people might be up in the air about it because they're not sure exactly what they're getting, but really it's all going to be it's all laid out perfectly there.
Guys, I don't know what's going on right now, but we are live. And I just had Steph come in, Geraldine come in, Freddie's coming in, Tiffany's coming in. What's about to happen right now?
Came in here to thank our guy.
Is that it?
Everyone, we can celebrate.
Is somebody doing something?
Happy birthday!
Oh, man.
Oh my God, not me. It's not my
Oh,
birthday.
no. What happened here? This smells like,
Thanks for an awesome
Paint.
year.
It does.
oh, my goodness.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, boss.
Don't worry, guys. I'll clean it.
That's awesome, guys. Look at this. Now we need new equipment.
There we go.
That was very nice.
Happy holidays.
Thank you, guys.
And to all, a good night.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hey, I want the rest of that silly string. I'm gonna have some fun with that later. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, guys. Well, anything can happen when you're live,
Yeah.
as you could see.
Hey, we wanted to get guys to, Bone Roast podcast live stuff, so. Guys, enjoy.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. Well.
Well, I didn't know that was coming.
I'll get the room
Okay.
next year, clean this up. Don't worry about it.
All right. So there's a interesting live. Anyone saying anything on that?
Yeah. JR was like, "Way to get him, guys."
Um,
So that's what happens when it's your birthday around here. Rich got a lot more of that string than I did.
we're on cleanup here. We'll pick this up after.
I'll get it in a bit.
So where were we anyway? Before the silly string came into play.
The year in review. What was after?
Oh yeah, we
our
were
travels?
traveling after the Fed group, the Fed meeting. Yeah, so we kept things moving throughout the year. Of course, we were in Dallas actually in April at the Sefesa Regional there, speaking with RSI and Katie and everybody out there.
That's right.
Where else did we speak? We were in Albany, New York.
We were in Albany. We were in Albany. We were in Vegas.
Courtesy of Duffy's AIS, put on a great little regional meeting there for us.
Yeah, where we missed our flight back. Well, our flight back was delayed,
Yeah.
but we took a flight to Albany from Jersey because how far away is it?
It was It was 17-hour flight, I thought.
Yeah, so we thought, and so we just ended up renting a car and driving 2 hours home.
Yeah.
Oh, buckets.
Nice.
Kobe.
Kobe. And yeah, so we spoke there. We also spoke at Partstown in July. Chicago.
Yeah.
And we ended the speaking tour in Vegas.
Vegas.
Baby. Vegas is a great town, but it's only good for a couple days.
Yeah, no longer than a couple days.
No, it was
I'm
time to
tired
go home.
from Vegas.
It was time to go home. Yeah, so with the speaking and everything, you know, I'm always open to come and speak at any event or conference or your business or anything on some of the topics that we cover here, and bring insight of what I'm doing in my company, in my business, in my media to help you guys see maybe a different side of things and maybe open some minds and hearts to other ways outside the box.
Looking at the monitor here with your silly string on your shoulder, just can't get over it.
That was cool.
Now, another cool thing that happened was getting to speak at the vocational school, Bergen
Yes.
Tech. You know, it was just really inspiring for me to see kids that have already decided they're gonna do something in the skilled trades, to hear about it from somebody that owns a company, has been doing it for years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was just a real inspiring kind of mood set there.
It was.
And
They
they
were
were
good kids.
really, they were really
Respectful.
interested and very respectful. Yeah.
Yeah, there were a bunch of good kids, man. And I think there's too much focus on all the negative out there and this generation.
Right.
You know, I think there's probably a lot more good than bad when
Yeah.
it comes to the younger generation. I think I saw it firsthand at Bergen Tech, and they were, like I said, they're good kids. They had good questions. They were engaged, and you know, hopefully, I planted a seed for them to think about something outside of a college degree. Because you know, as again, we talk about college, and is it really necessary at this point in life? Depending on what you're going for, anyway. But that was great. Some more year in review. Well, Angel had something that was pretty good year in review, getting us to go live.
Yeah, that was a big accomplishment for me, just because I didn't know how to use all this stuff, and I've been trying to figure out how people broadcast live on YouTube and Facebook in particular, and just figuring all that out, being able to put it together. I really feel like it took us up to another level, where a live show, it's that much closer to television, really.
Yeah, I mean, we're here right now with you. We're live. We're on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Facebook. We're streaming live on all 3 platforms. We've been doing it every friggin' week.
And as you can see, anything can happen when
And
we're live.
yeah, I mean, listen, the team came down and silly stringed me. Stringed?
Silly strung,
Silly strung me.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen live, and you have to keep things moving. So there's no dead air. There's no editing. There's no go backs. There's
Right. There's no redos.
no redos. So yeah, so I think that was a great accomplishment here. Listen, 2020, man, 2020 vision. I just put up my last LinkedIn article for the year, so go check that out. I don't know if you saw that, but I just
I did.
so yeah, I just posted that 2020 vision.
Love it.
And with that said, I think we should do some forecasting for the next year, possibly the next decade, kind of thing.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, at least the next year. That's for sure.
Because I think, well, I know we're documenting this,
Right.
and maybe I'll be right. Maybe you'll be right about some
And we
things,
could do a little flashback.
and we can come back and say, "I told you so." I told you.
So on the service side, and on I guess on the service side, what do you see happening in like 2020 towards
Yeah.
the end of the decade, but really towards the beginning?
So I think things have already been happening. Things have already started to evolve and change. I think there is a generation. We're in the biggest generational shift from boomers to millennials and all that stuff, right? We're really in a big one. I even had this conversation with Joe Ferry at our Christmas party. Hey, Joe,
Right.
if you're watching, shout out to Pasenka Ferry here in New Jersey. We were just talking about the massive shift in generations. We're in the middle of it.
Mm.
It's happening.
Right.
You know, this has not happened in how many decades since the last generational shift. So this is pivotal for people that are in the food equipment world, because you see the consolidations and acquisitions.
Right.
You see parts distribution shifting. You see companies evolving into other things and morphing. And I think you're going to see service companies in the next year, 2 years, this decade coming for sure, you're going to see service companies begin to evolve into a one-stop shop for everything.
Huh.
You know, it's going to be
That's a big change.
you know, it's going to be sales and service.
Yeah.
And it's going to come with everything under the sun. I can tell you right now, you know, I know there's that fine line in what these companies should do as reps, and these companies should do as dealers, and these companies should do as service companies, and this is what the consultants should do, and this
Right.
is, and these are all the key word here is what they should.
Right.
Okay, because in a world that's evolving so fast, I don't think that it's going to be the benefit of anyone to cry about the way it once was.
Absolutely.
It's not going to benefit you. You need to get on board and understand that the changes are happening, whether you want them to or not. And we could sit here and debate all the reasons why not, all this stuff. It doesn't matter. The market's going to decide.
Right.
And the market's deciding right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, forget about all that. I mean, I'm building my own welding shop down in Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna get into the welding business full throttle. And there's other services we're gonna look to add because we want to be the one call for everything.
Absolutely.
You know, years ago, I don't even know if you know this, but my father was very interested in pest control.
Oh, wow.
And we ended up getting pest control licenses, and we started to do some accounts. It fell through the cracks for many reasons, which don't really matter at this point because it's over.
It makes sense within the context of kitchens. Obviously, there's going to be some pests here and there.
Yeah. And I thought it was a great idea. I just think there was just poor execution.
Okay.
And there was just a lack of leadership in that at that time,
Right.
that era. Not to say that was my father's fault, but other things came into play. So, but again, looking forward, I mean, is pest control something you want to add to your repertoire? I mean, yeah, I mean, and this flows into the next part of what we're going to talk about, which is technology.
Right.
You know, and I give a nod to Roger Smelser because I believe, you know, we in conversations, he was saying, you know, we're a technology company that does service.
So
You know.
think that's the next, I guess, forecast for 2020 is that food service companies are going to have to look at themselves and reframe themselves as a technology company first and service second.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really believe that because we need to begin to create experiences. Look at the way the world is, right? When you go anywhere, Uber, right?
Yeah.
It's Uber has it is an experience, and everything's reviewable. You know, there's tangible data attached to everything,
Right.
and that's what it really is. It's about, you know, people want data, and creating these experiences, you know, outside of the norm. Like we had Dormon here not too long ago.
That was so cool.
You know, and they have that new piece that's going to give us through their app. That's going to give us, hey, Freddie's out of here. That's going to give us data on gas pressure.
Right.
You know, so now when and that's really going to come in handy when you know we've said, hey, listen, we tested the gas pressure and we do all this stuff. Well, you sure you did? I'm going to have concrete data now. You know, we're going to start utilizing that, and that's going to be another service for the customer that they're going to be able to attain here.
Right.
So it's about creating experiences. So the first thing is food service companies, food equipment service companies are going to evolve into one-stop shops. Technology first, service second. And when I say service second, that doesn't mean that service is going to be subpar.
Right. It's
Right.
a mindset shift.
Right. Service is king.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that. And then we're going to be, I think service companies, and I speak from service companies because that's what I am. I can't speak for all their.
Right.
And it's about creating experiences and giving data. And last but not least, digital footprints and personal brands, I think, are going to start to become the new norm for everyone, not just me
Right.
and Josh Zolan and a couple of others, right?
Right. Yeah, for sure. I think on the digital side of things, there's definitely some trends that I see just specifically within this industry. The very first one is like for the larger manufacturers, I can already see it happening, but I think the marketing departments are going to take on really concrete and really nuanced content creation strategies, digital marketing strategies, and that's going to kind of create more of a I guess exposure for people who are creatives to join the industry, and it'll just create more jobs. And you'll see the benefit from it because along with that comes the analytics side of things and the increase in sales that all of that will bring. So I think it's something that I'm seeing already. You know, there's certain manufacturers out there that are really taking it seriously, and I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah, and I think you're 100% on point, and also with the ads, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't know who's spending money on ads. I know we spend money on ads. Am I spending tens of 20s of 30? No, I'm not spending that much, but I'd say at this point, especially the last, I don't know if you see like the little boosted post.
Yeah.
I've probably spent the last quarter of the year several $1,000s in ads.
Yeah.
Just to continue to stay in front of my audience, because a lot of these things are pay to play outside of LinkedIn, which people, it's still organic.
Right.
Get there.
Right.
And you can push people to your other platforms.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
I think that's the fundamental part of having a website that people don't understand is nobody really recreationally or for business goes to specific websites really anymore. They all get funneled through LinkedIn into
B2B.
into wherever they need to be.
Yeah.
That being said, the service side of stuff is another kind of trend that I see happening. Is I don't necessarily see marketing departments like we have here building out in service companies, but I do think there's going to be like a lot more of a DIY approach, you know, where it's like let's buy a little camera and start filming our technicians or doing things like that to make things better. I also think there's going to be like outsourcing of people who are specifically doing content creation and just bringing them in, saying, what do you think? And having them worry about all that, you know?
Yeah. And that's a great segue into what we're doing here with Maliki Digital as we're looking to take on 2 clients. We have had several talks with some different companies interested. The ink isn't dry yet, so we haven't signed anybody up 100%. So if you are out there, and I will go after this. Listen, service companies. I know we could do the best for you guys because we are you guys.
Right.
So depending on what your budget is, we could talk about it, but we're taking on 2 clients because we want to make sure that we give you quality.
Yeah.
And the time that you need, make sure you get everything out of it. And there's just the number one thing is to be open-minded. And I ask people, who's open-minded, right? Are you open-minded? You say it, but are you really open-minded? And that's the question I think you need to ask yourself. That might be the question of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Are you open-minded? Because I gather that most people are going to say, "Oh, I'm open-minded," but the proof is in the pudding, right? We need to see it. So,
we got Alexander wishing us Happy New Year. Jared's wishing us Happy New Year, and Alexander also says in the next, I don't know if it's 1.5 or 15 hours, it'll be 2020. I don't know what time it is over by him.
Yeah, is it Russia? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost the new year over there.
Oh, look at that. Well, Happy New Year, man.
I think it's already the new year in Japan.
No way.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, but
so those are our forecasts. That's what we're thinking is going to happen, and I can't wait to see if we're right or wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. We will look back. We will let you know. One of the things I wanted to talk about is, listen, I'm out here promoting the food equipment industry. I think that's pretty evident,
right,
in what we've been doing. I will be speaking at RIFMA on the Riff Talk stage in March. I look forward to seeing you all there. Let me know if you have any questions about the event. I'll do my best to answer or send you in the right direction. And I'm also going to be speaking at the Davisware Conference in September. That'll be in Dallas, but there's a couple of other little minor things I'll be speaking at, but I would love to really come in and do some more speaking events. You can go to richmaliki.com and kind of see a little bit about what I have going on there, and I could make a presentation to the company and to what you guys are doing, and kind of bring you an insight and an inside look into what I have going on here. That, you know, listen, we learn from each other, and that's what really these talks are about. So please head over to richmaliki.com. I really want to continue to build on the speaking. And of course, I want to touch on the Fed conference, but not just the Fed conference.
The future of the
future of the Fed conference. So we're not going to divulge too much in some areas, but I can tell you that the fedgroup.com is going to evolve into something very big. We have a very big project that we're going to work on. But outside of that, masterminds and events.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about what those events might be?
So
maybe get some
let's talk about masterminds. If anyone has any feedback on this, Angel will give a little insight. We're going to look to put masterminds across the country.
So wherever we're traveling to, whether it be for a conference or something, we want to do some sort of parallel event where everybody can be there, and we'll do, you know, smaller numbers, 20 people, 30 people, 50 people if we have to, and really just dive into the deepest parts of digital marketing and how to cater it specifically to you as a person inside of your business. So if you're the owner of a service company, we'll teach you all about that. If you're an executive in a larger manufacturer, I'll teach you, exactly how you should be functioning within the scope of the larger company. And from there, we're going to be doing that as much as possible. And since we'll only be in one place, you might not be there. We want to do a few of them.
We'd like to do that, and we will be looking to have sponsors do that across the country, and we could explain to you what you get from that. And I think it's really worthwhile thing as the audience that we have here building and growing, and partnering with me and what I have going.
Yeah.
So within those masterminds, we really want to make it a more intimate kind of setting.
Yeah.
And get the feedback from you to help you execute. So we want to know, everyone's going to have different goals and different reasons. You got to find your whys, right, and we got to find out what those are, and really just put something together to help you out. And through these masterminds, we build stronger connections, we build stronger relationships, and this is what it's going to be about. Absolutely. And then the one big one that's been on my mind, but of course we're focused on the Fed conference right now.
Yes.
But of course we never stop thinking.
Yeah.
So
it's easy to come up with ideas, executing them.
Yeah. So the one thing I'm thinking for this summer.
Yeah. Okay.
A women's Fedpowerment event in New York City. Looking to get some of the top women in the industry. Yes, sir.
I think that's a great idea
to come together. I have women here in house that I would love for them to attend. Geraldine, Samantha, Janine, all the girls that are here putting in the work. Absolutely. And if you have women in your business, which I'm sure you do, there's a lot of strong women in this industry that have a lot of insight. And I think we could really put together a women's Fedpowerment, building on the empowerment portion of the event, to put together not only content that we'll be able to distribute and promote the industry with, but to get the women in the room together and get them stronger, get them excited, and maybe open up some minds to other young ladies,
yes,
across the country that might not even know this exists, or that know about it and are like, I don't think it's for me. And I think it's just putting a spotlight on the women of the industry. And I really, really want to get something together with that. So if that is something that excites you or interests you, ladies, please reach out to me. And of course, we are still here live. If you want to jump on the call, put your number in the comments and we can call you right now if you want to do some forecasting, year in review stuff, anything you want to talk about.
Absolutely. And I think we had one more idea for the Fed group. I don't know if you want to talk about it or you want to just like hold up.
There was another thing that came up in discussions in our meetings, and that was putting on a roast, a Fed roast for an industry icon. It will be a yearly event, possibly, that we would honor an industry icon.
That'd be cool.
At a location, that we would pick, that would maybe do a poll in the Fed group on Facebook,
right,
to see what location would be the best. Maybe, people do like Vegas and people do like these like big, major cities.
Right.
So maybe do something like that in Vegas, and we would roast an industry icon, and we'd get their closest friends on the panel and let them go to town. I think it'll be something fun. I think it'll be a network builder. I think it'll be a community builder, and I think it'll be great content again to put out into the media channels to show that this industry is much more than just a piece of equipment being fixed or sold.
Absolutely.
It's more to it. It's bigger than all of us. It's camaraderie. It's helping each other. There's just so much more to it.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I think that's going to be something that really sets this industry apart if we can achieve something like that.
Yeah.
Great.
We're going to shape this thing.
Yeah.
I mark my words. We will shape this industry into the future, to get people together in different ways, and ways maybe people never imagined. Right. Things are changing, baby. And we want to be at the forefront.
Yeah. I know you have an article for us too.
Yeah. So I think we're going to end the episode, right? This is via Inc.com, and basically the title is "Why You Need to Get Angry at Yourself." So we're saying goodbye to 2019. We're jumping into 2020, baby. And this article starts off saying it's that time of year again. The holidays are over. And whether you're a Christmas lover or a holiday hater, they are now behind us for about another 11 months. New year, new beginnings. People will be talking and writing about New Year's resolutions and how to start the year off the best way possible. Rather than resolve what you will do in 2020, take the time to reflect on what you did and did not do in 2019. So, what didn't we do? Now, there's some things here that career success can be fueled by a lot of things. Some of that stuff is money.
Money.
Did we make enough money this year? Did we do enough things to make money this year?
Right.
I don't know. You know what? Honestly, I think I left a lot of money on the table.
Yeah.
I really do. There's missed opportunities every day. Are we quoting? I'm talking about in the food equipment service side. Are we quoting fast enough?
Right.
Are we reaching out to the customer when the new equipment is needed?
Right.
Was there outsourced opportunities for welding things because we're not welding yet for other stuff to do?
I see.
There's money left on the table every day.
Yeah.
You know, we need to do better. And that comes with the word, one of the core values I have here is urgency. So we need to be more urgent. That's the number one thing. Another one of those things is need for recognition. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think we all want to have recognition, right? I mean, it's part of the human behavior.
Yeah, I mean, it helps shape our purpose a little bit. You know, we need to have that good feedback and know that what we're doing is keeping us on the right track, or we're on the right track.
Yeah. I mean, and so career success can be fueled by many things. Again, another one is responsibility. What about the passion for giving back? That's big for me.
Yeah,
that's big for me.
Yeah.
I just want to see the people around me have success and be happy. I want to see the employees here. I want to see them buy homes. I want to see them buy cars. I want to see them go on vacations. I want to see them do the things that make them happy.
Fine. I'll take a vacation.
Please. Can I send you on a trip around the world?
You certainly can.
All right, thank you. But I really do. I that's like that's my race at the end of the year.
Yeah.
To get to look back and see everything. You know, I know people were able to give their kids better Christmases because of bonuses and just different things. And
absolutely.
That's just, you know, that means the world to me.
The fear of failure, I relate to that one big time.
Yeah.
It's always been kind of like a looming thing for me, just to like think to myself, damn, if everything goes south, can I still make it? Will I still be able to kind of overcome all of those trials? And you know, it definitely reflects in the responsibility side of things and the recognition side of things. If I have those two things down, I don't have the fear that I'll fail.
Yeah. And fear of failure, I think that goes into a lot of the stuff that we see outside of this on what we're doing, like the media thing.
Right.
You know, I think a lot of people you find, I'm scared to be on camera. I'm scared to say the wrong thing.
Right.
There's a fear of failing, even though it's controlled.
Right.
You know, as long as you're not live, you know, you could take some stuff back and you could edit and you could do what you want. There's a big fear of doing stuff outside the norm. This industry is stuck on the way it's been.
Yeah.
This is the way it's been. This is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way it has to be. And that's just not going to be the case this next decade. Stay woke.
Stay woke.
All right. Stay woke, people. Because listen, you know, I'm scared. I think we're all fear failure.
Right.
Even when people say I'm not scared of failing. I mean, listen, we're doing this thing with the Fed conference. I'm scared to fail.
Yeah.
I'm scared this thing is not going to go off the way I want it to.
Right.
I'm not going to stop. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop.
That's true.
You know, if I fail, then I get up and I try again. You know, I mean, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to sit here and cry and not try? That rhymed.
Yeah, there's a quote. I can't remember who for the life of me who said it, but it's if you what is it? A brave man isn't exempt from fear. He just overcomes it.
Okay.
You know, and it just kind of speaks to like even the most brave people who do the most outlandish things, they're still scared. They just know how to deal with it.
They are warriors.
Yeah.
And that's what it takes. And the last one, the desire to please others, that does not drive me at all. And there's a reason. Because I try to please, and this listen, me and my father have a very strained relationship. Mm-hmm. I tried to please him a lot of my life, and you know, I never could. I never could, and if I did, I would never have known.
Right.
And now I just want to be able to please myself first, because if I'm not pleasing myself and putting myself in a happy place, I can't do that for anybody else.
Right.
So I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling with that one. But you know, we dig ourselves out of our holes and a little bit each year.
Yeah.
I've gained more confidence year in and year out over the last 3-4 years. My 30s have been you know, I dig myself out of my 20s and finding my own way kind of decade.
I'm right at the beginning of that. I'm at 31, so I'm at that place where I'm digging myself out of all the things I did wrong in my 20s.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just
you
paying
know.
those consequences.
Yeah, and listen,
Big
man,
time.
you gotta put aside, especially we're here together now,
Yeah.
you know, and we're doing something. We have a movement. We have people that believe in us. We have people that depend on us.
Absolutely.
There's responsibility in that,
Yeah.
and we have to not dwell on what was, but really pay attention to what is and what's coming.
Big time.
And for a guy like you, just in his early 30s now, just starting the new decade, it's time to really shift your mindset,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
which is not easy.
No, but you know, it's something that I've been more intentional about within the last couple of years. Just really understanding, like, kind of doing third party, like, what am I actually thinking, and assessing my own thoughts and seeing why I believe those things. It's just been something I've been very intent driven about.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, and the last thing I jotted down from this article was what drives people is having a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, and depending on your circumstances and where you come from, some people's chips might be bigger. I'm not going to sit here and act like I had this really hard life, you know, but we did grow up, you know, my first 6 years, you know, but we were poor.
Yeah.
You know, until my father decided to build this business and change our lives, you know, we were poor for a long time. I remember it. But that wouldn't be my chip on my shoulder. The chip on my shoulder, honestly, I would tell you, I do have a chip on my shoulder. My chip on my shoulder is for this industry. I want nothing but great things for it, and the people here. And the chip that keeps me going is knowing that I have the opportunity to change people's perceptions and minds.
Right. Knowing you have a unique voice in this.
Yeah, and the chip on my shoulder is I want that. I want people to get it.
Yeah.
And I got to figure out how they're going to do it. That's chip. And there's also a chip from, again, going back to my father, there's also a chip there for this being mine.
Right.
You know, my father built this company.
Right.
You know, I inherited it. I took it over. I worked it in my whole life with him. You know, I know it. I understand it. We've grown it. And that's all well and good. But I didn't, you know, the sweat equity, the blood, the tears early on. I mean, I was a kid, but he did all this. You know, I'm here because of him. And this is, now listen, I've taken it over. It's mine, but it'll never, I don't think it'll ever be 100% mine in my eyes. No, because my father built this. Now, listen, I'm looking to take it to new heights, and I'll definitely take credit for the changes and the things that are going on right now.
Yeah.
But what we're doing here is mine.
As an external part of that, I think that there is something to be said for legacy, you know, and inheritance. And I think that that's part of what your dad was doing, especially in the early years when when things were a lot harder. I think his goal was to say, look, I built this so that my family can inherit it. And I think that's not only is that noble, but it's something that everybody should accept if you're in that position.
Yeah.
You know, like it belongs to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate you saying that too. Yeah. I mean, it's been an uphill struggle to get to where I got.
Yeah.
And listen, it's at this point now it's up to me and to be able to lead this thing with the people that we have here, and we have some good people. So
For sure.
we'll take that into the new decade with some chips on our shoulder.
Let's go.
And use those as the fuel to our fire. And
I need to get rid of some of the chips on my shoulder because I've been eating too many chips.
hey, listen, all good health in the new year, man.
That's right. That's right.
And you know, before we close this episode out, I'd just like to say, I hope there's a lot more kindness in the world in the new year. I hope there's a lot more positivity, and I hope that you know, we could little by little start to see the world come together a little bit better, one little bit at a time. This New Year's Eve, I would say, hold your loved ones a little tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them what they mean to you. Mean what you say what you mean, and ring this new year in right and hit the ground running strong. If you ever wanted to reach out, we are here.
That's right. God bless us, everyone.
Tiny Tim.
Tiny Tim.
Any closing words for you? Closing thoughts on the year?
No, I mean, I think Tiny Tim said it best.
He did. And listen,
Well, I will say this.
Okay, perfect.
I'm grateful for everybody that's been able to, I guess, engage with our content in any capacity. And I am super thankful to everybody that's been willing to invest in us financially, even, and with their time and with their energy, even people that may not necessarily believe in the idea, but they just believe in you as a person or me as a person. Like it takes courage to do that. So I'm really thankful for all of that, and to each individual person for sure.
I agree, concur. Man, I'm kind of sad to say goodbye.
Goodbye 2019.
Yeah, we're hours away from the new year. 2020 vision, baby. We've been talking about it. We've been looking back. We will have a video for you tomorrow, a little look back at the top 3 videos.
That's right.
To kick the year off right. And we'll be in Thursday. We'll start creating some new content and some new things. So be on the lookout for some new stuff on YouTube. And yeah, man,
It's going to be a good year.
it's going to be a good year.
See you in 2020.
I guess we'll see you in 2020. Happy New Year, everybody.
Rich and Angel. It's the Rich and Angel Show.